We did it. We're there. It's live.
Oh wow, we're live.
It is!
Hello.
We are live. You gave me so much for many, many weeks about countdowns, Tiff.
I
Finally, the
know.
turns have tabled.
The turns have tabled, but that's also partially because now I am the one that has to, check my mic and check this and check everything else out. It's like, because my mic is separate from everybody else's mic. Am I blowing everybody's ears off? Can you pick up my fan? Can you pick up my husband behind me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start us off now. Welcome. Welcome to For Hire. I am Vice. Many of you who have watched previously know that I play cricket in the other game, the Curse of Tear Soul game. But now I am going to be DMing for Hire for this next month. I am joined with some pretty amazing players. I'm going to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. We will go ahead and start off with Minerva.
Yeah, so I'm Minerva, and I am going to be playing Ravi the Doom Speaker, a cleric for our game today. I've been with history for a little while. I'm also in the Curse of Tear Soul as well, where I'm playing Lishka there, but so playing a similar character but kind of different. You'll see.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and go over to Ava.
Hello, I'm Avalon, she, her, or they, them, and I am in this game playing Miranda Hawthorne. She also uses she, her pronouns. Of course, I am typically the DM of the Curse of Tears Old game, and I was previously Daisy in a different For Hire game.
All right, thank you, and then we will head over to the last consultant.
Hello. I am Tiff. You might know me from DMing the previous For Hire game or playing Laurel in the Curse of Tear Soul. For this game, I will be playing Ayana, who has she, her pronouns. Fun little air genasi.
All right, and that is everybody introduced, so we will go ahead and get into it. So, as you can see, we are in a new area, part of the world. So welcome travelers to Packwitch. It is a small town, but it is brimming with life. Children are running past you in the streets. You can see chickens and goats, cows and pigs playing in fields or being herded by dogs. Farmers are relaxing on their front porches with iced drinks, or miners are walking past getting ready to wash their clothes and hang them up to dry. Further down the road, you can see a market with loads of tents and music. It's a bit bustling as people are walking around buying groceries or selling goods. Along with the market, you can also see the town's inn and a multi-deity chapel. As you all enter, where do you go?
Causing us to think really fast right now.
Perhaps we should describe our characters before we hop into things?
Sure thing.
Lest we continue without a visual cue on what we look like. Oh, and of course I suggested that before I realized what Miranda even looks like. I like to live dangerously.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, Miranda is a human woman, mid-20s-ish, but it's a little difficult to tell. Very nice clothes. Her hair is immaculately braided into a sort of crown braid around the top of her head. And she carries herself with a very practiced grace and confidence. She has pale skin and blonde hair, and one of her most striking features is probably her rather heavy red leather coat that she wears over her typical very nice clothes. She also has on her hip
an odd-looking holster of sorts, with what looks like a small saucer and a cup in it. Um, but yeah, she doesn't seem to carry any weapon or spellcasting implement of any kind, and she has an unshakable air of calm confidence and poise. Poise is the word I wanted. But yeah.
I love that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little intro for each of the characters in that sense. So, Miranda, as you're walking in, do you believe that you are all traveling together as a group, or are you all meeting here today?
I think meeting here would probably be a good idea.
All right,
I think so, yeah.
sounds good. Then in that case, ooh, that makes it more fun because I had both planned. Uh, so, Miranda, as you are walking into this town, the dirt road underneath your feet, can I have you make a dexterity save for me real quick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna hop in that. Okay. I forgot to do my D20 tournament, so I will use my sheet. Where's it? Dexterity. Saving throw. Normal. First roll of the night is middling 11.
You know, that does just beat the save, though. As you are walking through, you feel a little bump on your hip. A little kid runs past, chasing what seems to be a small rodent through the street, turning back, just, sorry, miss, as the kid continues running and sneaks between some of the houses.
She just smiles very pleasantly and watches it happen as she just very calmly continues walking toward the. That's a well in the center?
That is like a gazebo,
A
almost.
gazebo. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's okay, she'll head towards that. Just sort of surveying the town as she goes, just observing her surroundings.
Sure thing. As you are moving through, just kind of making your way down the dirt path, you see houses to either side, a few wagons, some with produce, some with hay. You see a few benches around for just a nice, relaxed sit-down area. And as you get closer to that town square area, you see a lot more tents, people walking by with like kebabs and different forms of like these weird colorful drinks, some with bags of different types of produce or animal products like eggs or milk.
Cool.
All right.
Is there anyone on the gazebo?
As it stands right now, there are some people that are standing around the gazebo, but nobody is currently inside of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get up in the gazebo and just lean on one of the railings and just observe the town, the goings on.
All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into the next character. This next character will go ahead and be Ravi. How are you entering the town? Describe your character.
All right, so Ravi is an elf who is a rather pale elf, deathly pale for that matter. Kind of has this gloomy demeanor about her. This long gray hair. Wears a lot of like black brownish clothes and stuff, including this tattered black cloak that kind of drags behind her and stuff, and she also carries a shield that has the symbol of a raven's head on it. And another thing that you might notice about her, she looks very serious and just really no nonsense. Walks very kind of almost look like she's drifting throughout with every step. And there's also a notable scent of incense that lingers around her as she walks.
Ooh. All right. Are you looking for anything in particular in the town? Just kind of getting a look about?
She's just wanting to look about.
Right, can I go ahead and get a perception check?
All right. Oops, that was the wrong button. Perception.
All right.
That's 15.
Nice. Yeah, so as you are walking through the town, just kind of taking a look at everything. Like I said, you see the farmers that are sitting on their front porches. You see some of the miners walking past. And as you are walking through, behind... Oh gosh, how do I ping again?
I think you just hold down the mouse.
Ah, yes. So in this area right behind this wagon, you see a small collection of kids who are just huddled together and staring at you. One of the kids is a younger girl who is kind of like a little bit more conservative to herself. Her arms are kind of like pulled into her chest, as you can tell. A kid who looks a little bit older than her, likely her older brother, is telling some form of story. Not necessarily about you, but perceived about you to her. Almost in a sense to try to like scare his younger sibling.
Yeah, so Ravi is actually going to walk a little bit closer to them, kind of look at them as she passes. You know what? She's just going to kind of let their kids have their fun. She's just going to ignore them and walk right past them.
As you walk past, you can hear some of the kids go like, "Whoa, look at her shield. She's a little scary. I think she's cool." As you walk past. And then with that 15 perception check, I will also say that as you're walking past a little bit closer in that line towards the town square, that you do notice on this house, there are a few people standing on their front porch. Some of them are grumbling, but you can't exactly make out what they're saying, but they're not looking at you. They're looking a bit behind the house past the fields.
Ravi will just kind of look out in that direction as she heads into this town square area and just kind of takes a look around there. Notices the gazebo is pretty empty save for one person right now and decides she's also going to just kind of people watch in there.
All right. So you also go ahead and take a seat in that gazebo. Is there anything else?
You are very interesting.
Well, so are you.
I am, aren't I? Thank you.
You
My name is
certainly
Miranda.
You certainly are very colorful, I will say that.
Oh, you should meet my sister. She's far more colorful than I.
Enjoying yourself in around these parts?
Always. There's so many things to see, and I don't know. I delight in the travel. I'm afraid I didn't catch your name. Mine is Miranda. Miranda Hawthorne.
And I am Ravi, the Doom Speaker. And she holds out a hand to shake.
Miranda will take it. Her hands are very soft and like well kept. You know, like she has very immaculately kept nails, and her skin is very, very nice. But her grip is rather firm. You do recognize a strength to her in the handshake.
And Ravi's hand, notably, is cold. Like, you feel like you're shaking hands with a corpse.
Miranda doesn't visibly react to that. But she does tilt her head a little when you say Doom Speaker. Curious. What is a Doom Speaker, if you don't mind me asking? Or is it simply a surname?
That is all I will say for now.
A prophet. Fascinating. Well, what brings you to Packwitch? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Dia.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to have a quick pause so we could introduce our third character.
Yes, please.
All right, that brings us to the lovely, lovely Ayana. Introduce yourself, describe your character.
So, Ayana is an Air Genasi, and probably her most remarkable feature is her hair, which basically kind of looks like a cloud. More than just kind of looking like a cloud, it seems to kind of like almost move with her. If she's about to do something, you can kind of see it in her hair that kind of shifts around to do things as well. It almost seems to come alive. It swirls, it shifts. It seems to kind of mimic her actions sometimes, kind of curling up in anticipation, or almost kind of like settling back down into almost like, I don't know, like a predatory stillness if she's about to kind of like jump at something. She's got a pretty striking appearance that it's hard for her to kind of blend into a crowd. But she tries to seem to use this to her advantage as she wears just kind of form-fitting attire in shades of kind of like rust kind of colors, kind of like a rust shade type of red almost. And just kind of wanting to make herself be seen, which is an interesting type of thing as she wanders into the room.
As you enter into this town, the dirt path below your feet, what is it that you are looking to do? Are you looking to just take a look around? Are you trying to find anything in particular? Or just kind of making your way through?
For the most part, she is looking around to see what there is to see, what looks like it might be shiny, what looks like it might be valuable, what looks like it might be fun. Just little things that could spark her interest and maybe cause a further spark of her own.
All right, can I go ahead and get a perception check? Or investigation, I'll let you choose. That is a very good check with a 20. In that case, as you are walking through, you are taking a little look around, and you can definitely tell that for such a small town, it is quite lively. You can see all the kids running around in their like little play groups. You look over to the right and you can see some dogs herding, some sheep over in the field. You can see different farmers taking a break. You see a few little lovebirds off to the side of some of the buildings, having their little meet cute moments. But nothing particularly shiny in this more residential area before getting to the market. Once you get to the market, though, you do see a lot of different stalls, some with very shiny stones, some with some jewelry, definitely some interesting cups at one of the tents that serve drinks, and as well as some weapons over to the left side.
What sort of weapons look like might be over to that left side over there?
You're seeing a small array of weapons. They are not, they're not rare, like rare, but you see some that are definitely standing out to you. You see a dagger, you see a really nice looking bow. You also see a pair of bracers.
All of these things do kind of spark her interest a little bit, and she wanders over and just kind of like runs her finger along the blade of the dagger and just smile on her. Like, she has a pretty standard smile like on her face at all times. She tends to have that little bubbly bit going on. She kind of looks around. Is there anybody guarding these weapons?
As you look around, you do see that there is a slightly older woman who is manning the stand. She does seem like she is talking with another customer, but has turned to you to give you like a "I'll be with you in just one moment" type of gesture.
It is starting very early, yes. So she's...
I did the same thing in your first.
So I think it's kind of like might be one of those things that For Hire just does, as just has to do some crime. As she smiles politely at the old woman, just goes, "Oh no, it's totally fine. Just like take your time. I'm totally fine on my own. Thanks. Please take care of your other customer. It's great." And as the old woman turns around, she is just going to take that dagger and kind of like slip it in her pocket. 14.
Alright, give me just a moment to go ahead and roll for this. Sorry, my app is taking a little while to load up.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Right? It's going to be fantastic. It'll be great.
So fun little fact about that, it's actually held in one of the mines nearby.
Oh, there we go.
Could you tell I was a little inspired?
It's great. I love it. There's a bunch of holes in the
Alright.
ground. Why shouldn't they use it for incarceration?
Ooh, so that was a 10 in response to your 14. So as far as this shopkeep is aware, you've gotten away with it.
Fantastic. So what she'll do is she'll just kind of like look over other things in interest. And she took the dagger. And yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, I guess I did technically. Is this happening in view of the gazebo?
If you were to roll a perception check, I could let you know if you could see it.
Yeah, sure. Nice.
You both
nice.
definitely see this.
We did say we were actively people watching, and this is a puff of cotton candy that's engaging in crime, so...
Very true, yes.
Okay.
She does actively stand out. It is a big thing. I was like, I'm not entirely sure how sneaky she is with how well she stands out in a crowd. So it's a fun thing there.
Well, I will definitely say that it is a perk that you're stealing this in broad daylight as opposed to nighttime. But you'll find out
that
why
mean?
in just a moment.
What does that mean?
Exciting.
Is that intrigue?
That is insight to what was stolen.
So...
Oh.
Can I just quietly and calmly make my way out of the gazebo and sort of like tail Ayana from a moderate distance back, just to see what she does with the stolen dagger?
Sure. You are more than welcome to go ahead and roll a stealth check against Ayana's perception. Or passive perception.
Alright, there's a 17 on that stealth. Wait, does it change shirt?
Definitely wanted to do like a roll on that. 19. It's like she's definitely a little bit aware of who might be around her when she is doing her sticky fingering. So, yeah, 19 on her perception.
I'm trying to double check. Okay, never mind. I wasn't sure if the chain shirt conferred disadvantage or not. It does not. So yeah, you do see Miranda, as I've described, just sort of calmly walking behind you. Every once in a while she'll look around or fiddle with something to appear nonchalant, but she's very good.
Ayana will just kind of like turn and start walking backwards, a big grin on her face. Hi! So, like, how are you? What's up? You see anything fun around here? I'm looking for something fun to do. Have you got something cool?
I mean, if there are sticky fingers, there are plenty of things simply out in the open, I suppose. You'd know a lot about them.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but please keep talking.
Can I attempt to swipe the dagger from the place that Ayana put it? Like from the pocket that she secreted it away to?
You can certainly try.
So like as we're talking, Miranda reaches out with one hand, sticks her hand out like to shake her hand. Just, my name is Miranda Hawthorne.
That's a really nice name. Hi, Miranda. I'm Ayana. Nice to meet you. She actively doesn't shake your hand. She's just kind of like waving in regards to like, oh, nice to see you. Fantastic. She's using her hands to talk. You can tell that you can probably tell with a very small amount of insight, given that you saw her steal the thing in the first place. She uses this as a distraction a lot. So she's just trying to distract you by like, oh, I'm not gonna touch you, whatever. I'm just moving my hands around, so you can totally just kind of pay attention to the movement here. It's totally fine. Her hair is also kind of following the motions of her hands. So
it's sort of like bobbing and moving around, like.
Yeah, it's almost like a water gymnastic, like she was an ocean or something. You just kind of see the clouds forming and kind of like shifting around,
I have a question that's a little more meta. If she gets angry, is there lightning in her cloud hair?
Oh, absolutely. It's like her hair gets a little bit darker. Yeah, it does. It's like her hair gets darker. It's got like the gray tinge to it. And if she starts to like really get upset, you'll see like little sparks of lightning in her hair. It'll be fun.
Imagining her with this like adorable little grumpy face and like lightning and thunder in her hair. Just, All right, so I guess it's a question of whether or not Miranda would be able to reach for the pocket without it, like, that handshake was important.
And she, being a rogue who has, her hands are definitely covered with gloves. They're not sticky. But, knowing that these sticky-fingered people exist, she's fully aware that, Miranda's hands might be sticky, and she wouldn't want to have any of that on her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Then, yeah, just continue with the conversation, I guess. So, what brings you to Packwitch?
All sorts of things. I was looking around, and, I came from the forest kind of outside at first. There wasn't a lot there, so I saw that this, like, little town was here. It's so cute, don't you think? Isn't this, like, the cutest town? I think it's the cutest town I've ever seen. What do you think? Oh, is that your friend over there? And she's, like, pointing back over to where Ravi is.
Yeah, she's still at the gazebo. She's just been kind of watching the two.
Absolutely. She is a friend that I've just made today.
Hello, friend! And she'll, like, wave, like, super crazy over, like, big arm movements.
Ravi sighs and just walks over.
This is Ayana. Ayana, this is Ravi.
Hi, Ravi. So nice to meet you. It's fantastic. I'm glad that you met each other today. Is this kind of like...
Just a few minutes ago, to be precise.
Oh, well, that's super exciting. Good to meet you both. What brings you guys here?
I was just coming to visit this town. I came from another town that is nearby. I came from Applebanea, and that was a very interesting place. I decided to come here through my usual travels. I usually like to travel around through various towns and see what's around.
Well, I suppose a few months ago, I'm originally from Arian, but beyond that, I came here for the bioluminescent algae. I've heard that it is.
Get out. You're from Arian? I've been there before. It was, like, super fun. They had, like, all of those, like, ships and everything out there, and, like, all the different taverns. Super cool people there, too.
It is a very interesting city, to be sure.
It does have a very nice atmosphere, I would give it that.
Knowing what I actually know about Arian, that's a really funny thing to say. Yes, my family is from there. One of the originals, supposedly, but that depends on who you believe.
Oh my gosh, well, who do you believe?
I suppose. She thinks for a moment. I don't know that it actually matters. The stories are valuable in themselves, whether or not they're literally true. And reputation is so valuable.
Uh-huh. So, like, what kind of reputation do you have if they're so valuable? I mean, it's definitely something that if you're bragging about it, it's got to be something cool to, like, share with other people and let us know, right?
It's obvious you were some sort of noble.
She just quietly just smiles broadly, like her smile broadens. And she doesn't really respond. There's just this like mischievous look in her eye. And after a few seconds, she just, come. I will buy us all a meal, and perhaps we can talk more about our respective backgrounds and such.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Where should we go eat?
Great question. Is there a tavern or an inn or something?
Yeah,
little coffee shop, I don't know.
So looking around you, you can see that there are a few tents around that are serving like almost like food trucks, but not trucks, food wagons, and a few different drink places as well. But right here is also an inn and tavern.
Well, there's that tavern over there. That might be an interesting place to go.
Indeed.
Certainly like a good place to start looking for sure. So let's get over there. And she'll just kind of like make her way over there, waving to people as they go, absolutely bringing all the attention onto herself as she's smiling and waving.
Oh yeah, as y'all make your way over, I will definitely say that you are turning a few heads. Not necessarily in a bad way, but just in a sense of like, people are looking like, huh, those are some interesting travelers in town.
Awesome. It is pretty great how there's like me in solid red, Ravi in solid black, and then Ayana in solid blue. Like
Yeah.
we've accidentally completely color coded ourselves.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm wearing rust. Rust is not blue.
We are wearing gray and brown.
I'm gonna be really honest with you here. I forgot what you guys' portraits actually looked like. I just
Dun dun dun.
I just
No, I
blue hair and skin.
I've got the blue hair, I've got the blue skin, and I did originally have blue armor going on, but then I was thinking it was way too much like Cesario, so I was like, no, so I shifted it.
I'm blue da ba dee da ba die.
Alright, so yeah, we'll go in. I'll buy a round of drinks and some food for everyone.
Sure thing. We'll go ahead and say that that costs about 10 silver.
Of course, I will take the gold.
So Ayana will pick up her drink and just kind of raise it high in the air. A toast? Because, like, you guys are now my new best friends. You are my favorite people in this city. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Because I purchased you dinner.
Yes, but it's still true.
And Robbie just raises what appears at first to be like a little glass of water, but it's actually vodka that she raises.
Ah, smart. Yeah.
Miranda raises her teacup, which is currently full of an alcohol of some kind. I immediately forgot what all of them are called for some reason.
I have in my head
The alcohol of alcohol.
I feel like Miranda would drink brandy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think
That's why I
brandy-
was thinking brandy.
I think brandy is what I was looking for. Yes. Canon now. What initially looks like maybe like a little leaf pattern on closer inspection is very like stylized, repeating like anchor pattern on the ceramic. And she raises her teacup, and of course she's got the pinky out, and she's does the toast with you. To new friendships.
New friendship.
Totally, like I said, you guys are my best friends, and I love you guys. You are amazing. And she'll take her drink, and she will just kind of toss it back behind her, not actually drinking it.
So we'll just
I
drink it
don't
as if it were hers, as if it were water.
Ayana, where did you put the dagger that you stole?
The dagger that she swiped, she would have put kind of like on her thigh.
So is it like in a holster, or just like in a bag, or like in like a band?
I would imagine that she would put it in kind of like a holster of some sort because, you know, she's kind of replacing one of the daggers that she usually uses daggers, and she was just replacing one of the ones that she threw and lost. So she just put it back where it came from, apparently.
Heard. So I will say now that you are inside sitting down at either the table or the bar where there's a little bit of dark cover. The dagger's glowing.
Oh, cool.
It's not
Look
super
at
bright,
this.
It's just like a dim light that extends to 5 feet.
Miranda
Very cool.
Ravi, because we both saw her swipe it.
Inevitably, indubitably, that is no ordinary dagger, it seems.
I'm not entirely sure, like, what you're talking about here. But, like, I like to have things that are a little bit extraordinary, a little bit cool. I like going for fun things. This one's pretty fun, don't you think?
Fun in the sense that it is easy to spot.
I mean, like, right now it's easy to spot, but I could pretty easily hide it. Yeah, check this out. And she'll, like, take the dagger and she'll just put it in her satchel. Ta-da!
Well, there we go. Now you have a glowing satchel.
Does it make the satchel glow, or does it get covered up?
What material is the satchel made out of? Is it leather, cloth?
I don't know. It's like the typical backpack that comes with whatever. I've been busy. I have been so busy trying to get this all running. You are so rude. Oh my gosh, you're not my friend anymore. No, I know, right? Like, totally. Let me look at my inventory. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna guess it's probably leather, because most of her other things are leather, too. She has a backpack, she has a pouch. It makes sense that both of those would be leather.
Yeah, in the case that it's leather, then you would not be able to see the glow through. But if it were cloth, you would definitely see the glow. So every time that you open up your satchel, it'll have like a soft glow, like in a video game when you open up a chest.
I can imagine, like, she opens it up and it's like, ah!
It does the like Pulp Fiction thing when you open your case, there's the
Yes.
Yes, so I just sent you a link to the item on D&D Beyond because I homebrewed it. It is a dagger of light. It is a dagger that was made with special pathwitch metals that was mined and has been traced with veins of topaz.
Pretty.
I thought so too. It's like super cute, right? It goes really well with me.
It certainly does seem to suit you.
Did you happen to note how much it was worth when you took it?
Nah, not at all. That wasn't really something I was paying attention to.
Fair enough. And you do score some points for honesty. So,
I'm always honest. I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
of course. So, I wonder. Can I just try to listen to the bar for a bit, see if I can pick up any like rumors, any conversations, you know, snippets of things.
Yeah, of course. I will let you choose between perception or investigation. If you're trying to find a specific rumor, then I would say investigation. But if you're just listening to what is the local talk of the town,
Just trying to get
I
a
would say
feel if there's
perception.
anything. Just get a feel if there's anything sticking out to the people that live here, you know.
And in
it'll
that
be a
case,
perception check.
yes.
13 is not very good.
13. I will say, you can't hear much conversation over Ayana being very excited and talking about her dagger. But leaning back a little bit, you do hear a table behind you. There are a few miners and a older farmer man just kind of grumbling and talking about how, you know, those Thigh-Cure lab people have been here for months, saying they're studying the algae, but I haven't seen them out once. And you hear a few more grumbles of like, they're so pale you can tell that they never spend any time outside like the rest of us. They're probably too afraid of getting their shoes wet.
can I see like what they're drinking? Like, is it just steins of beer, or do they have like a bottle of something on the table?
Yeah, so you take a little peek back. You can see the farmer is drinking a very large pint of ale, while the miners are more so focused on some of the more heavy liquors. It seems that they have a tequila adjacent on their table.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wave down someone or go to the bar, whatever's the appropriate venue, and have more of both sent to the table. Just cause
Sure
seems
thing.
like they're having a tough time of things and are a bit annoyed.
The pint of ale will cost you 1 silver, and the bottle of tequila will cost you 10.
Okay.
They're drinking some top shelf.
No worries. All right, great. I have marked it down.
All right. A few moments pass when the barmaid comes over to that table and delivers the drinks. Did you ask her to tell you that the drink was from you, or to keep it more
I
anonymous?
don't. I didn't give any instruction either way, so I guess it's just up to her what she would do.
Yeah.
It was more just giving some appreciation. Um, yeah.
In that case, when she drops off the beverages, she kind of like goes, "Oh, it's a gift from the lady over there," and all of the miners and the farmers at the table kind of like lean over. The farmer tips his hat to you. The miners lift up their glasses and cheer.
Um, I raise the teacup towards them and smile, and motion for them to join us if they want to.
They kind of look amongst each other. The miners decide to stay seated, but the farmer slowly gets up, holding his back, his knees, as he slowly straightens himself out and walks on over to y'all. He is a halfling man, probably about maybe 3.5 feet in height. Has a decent amount of wrinkles, a gnarly farmer's tan. He's wearing a tank top shirt right now.
Cool.
Has quite the hefty beard and wearing his little straw hat. Comes over and
Good
just
for him.
goes, "Thank you for the drink. I'm sure the others
was my
appreciate it
pleasure.
also."
It was my pleasure. I'm terribly sorry. It did have something of an ulterior motive. I overheard a brief mention of those researchers. I'd be curious to know more. We just came to town, so I don't know anything about them.
He kind of grumbles at this and goes, "Ugh." They came here about maybe about 2 months ago. Not 2 weeks. That would be if they could leave in 2 weeks. That would be perfect. But yeah, they showed up about 2 months ago. Said that they were studying the algae and that they wouldn't be in our hair for too long. But not any of us really have seen them go in or come out of the lab out on the lake. The water wheel hasn't turned once, which is, you'd think that they would try to get it going so they could actually get results on the algae, pushing some of that algae into the little inlet there, but doesn't seem to cross their mind much. So we don't know if they're waiting for the winter solstice or they might be doing something a little bit more nefarious.
What happens on the winter solstice?
Oh, it's just a little celebration. During the winter solstice, all of the algae, because it's got the glowy, I don't know the scientific term for it, but it starts to light up nice and bright, and all of us like to head down to the coast by the shipyard, and we have a little party. People like to bring by extra drinks. We sing some songs, splash around in the water a little bit. be merry until the sun
Splendid.
comes up.
That sounds delightful. I'm terribly sorry. I just realized we didn't introduce ourselves. My name is Miranda, and she'll gesture towards the other two if they want to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, I'm Ayana. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. And how about you, tall, dark, and a little scary?
That giggle's in character.
Are you muted, Min?
Oh, yeah, I was just laughing, saying you're calling the halfling tall.
Oh, you are halfling, that's right.
To be fair, you might be tall compared to him, who is also a halfling.
And by the way, I am Ravi. It is perhaps nice to meet you as well.
I'm using the logic that you're sitting on bar stools and probably faced away from him so he can't see your legs. He's just assuming you're like an elf.
I just assumed he was being ironic, like when you call a big guy tiny.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice to meet you, ladies. My name is Hamish. I run the farm down by the entrance of the town. So.
That is wonderful to know. Has anything changed in the town since these researchers have shown up?
You know, it's not a necessarily big change, but we have noticed that the land around their laboratory, it seems like the plants are either fully dead or fully bloomed, and there's no in between. And, you know, I run a farm. I know that's not how things work. Everything that is growing there should be in season.
That does seem rather unusual. You'd think with an establishment like that, their plants would be in various stages of life.
Curious.
Yeah, it just seems a little unnatural.
What was that building for before they moved in?
It used to be a library. It held a lot of different scrolls and information. That was back before we switched over to farming. We used to have some scholars here, but
Really?
that was a long time ago. Our schools kind of shrunk down significantly, and we preferred the slower, softer way of life.
That is generally the vibe that I'm getting from this town.
It does seem like the town carries it very well.
I totally have to say, soft is so much better than hard. I mean, like, I like it when my hair gets nice and soft because it's super fluffy. That, like, here, do you want to touch it?
Sure. He kind of like reaches up and just kind of.
Isn't it nice?
Just kind of pats it a little bit, and he's like, "Huh."
His hand
It is
sinks
softer than
into
I-
it like the
Whoosh.
into the like hedge. His hand
Yeah.
just goes into it like that.
He kind of just like watches as his hand sinks into your hair and just goes, "Huh." I'm pulling my hand out. Your hair is very nice. I'm just afraid that I'm just gonna like tap your scalp, and I can see how.
I mean, yeah, that would be a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be kind of weird. I will, yeah. But don't worry about it. It's totally cool. I just want to let you know, like, just how soft things are. Like, I'm just totally get that soft life vibe that you're going for because I'm there with you. I like things soft.
Usually
Yeah.
I'm more the type to prefer hard things, but I can appreciate some of the soft things once in a while. For example, I would prefer the things I am sitting on to be soft.
I suppose
Well,
I'll
I
take the
can-
middle ground here and insist that they are not mutually exclusive.
Well, we do
And
have some
he-
soft drinks and some hard liquor, so have a little bit of that duality here.
There's the spirit.
So, is there anything I can help you ladies out with today? Are you here for jobs? Are you just passing through?
I am Honestly, I'm just following my curiosity.
As in,
I'm always looking for like a really good payday. So do you have any like where would we find good jobs around here? Where would we look?
Oh, yeah, well, we have a few different bounty boards up. They all mostly post the same jobs, but you can find them in a few different areas. Um, there are some over by one of the botany shops right across the way from the tavern. There's also another one that is down closer towards the entrance of the town. But you can find them there. I know that there are a few different places that are definitely looking for some jobs. Some of them are actually surrounded around the Fire Labs, which, granted, I would say do your best to not be sucked into whatever it is that they're doing. I've heard that their jobs are quite dangerous, but I can also.
I mean, does that mean that they're like good paying though?
I mean, no one here has really been interested in doing work with them, specifically because the jobs are being dangerous. So I would assume that they are paying well.
I would suggest that you actually take a look at the board to see if that is indeed the case.
You are so right. That's definitely what we should go do. Thank you so much. That was so helpful.
Of course. There are also a few other jobs up there. I know my good friend Clinair is looking for some people to try out potions. There's, I think, there was another farmer who was talking about some of their missing livestock, so you might want to check that out also, if you feel like helping, that is. But I'll go ahead and let you ladies have a good rest of your night. I guess if you need anything else, if you have any other questions, you are more than welcome to join me and my friends over at our table.
That sounds good.
And welcome to Packwitch.
Enjoy your drinks.
Yes, thank you again. Welcome to Packwitch. Make yourselves at home.
Thank you so much.
And he gives you all a nod and walks back to his table. You can see as he sits back down, the miners that he was sitting with are all kind of like, oh, what did they say? Like, are they here doing something specific? Like, are they just traveling through? You could tell that he was not joking about the soft, slow way of life.
Yeah, we're all up in Hobbiton, just hanging out. Awesome. So,
Well-
after... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, Ravi is just going to kind of slowly sip at her vodka once more, finishing it in just a couple of long sips, and places the cup down and just says, "Well, are you ready to go out and have a look around? Perhaps at that job board that Diana suggested?"
Sure. I must say, I'm very intrigued at the potions one. Some experimental elixirs and the like. That could be a fun evening.
Of course, you never know what those potions may do. They may incapacitate you completely. They may turn your hair purple.
Oh my gosh, my hair would look so cute purple.
That was my sentiment exactly.
Or they can give you the ability to breathe fire, or they can just kill you.
I'm not so down on that whole like just killing you thing, but breathing fire, that would be pretty awesome. I mean, can you imagine fire coming out of a cloud like this? Just whoa.
I love this.
All right. So we'll finish our meal and such, and then I guess we're hitting the job board, yeah?
Yep.
All right. As y'all head on over to the bounty board, I'll go ahead and have y'all go to the one that's right across from the
Of course.
herbalist's place. Trying to also make sure that it is within screen on Twitch. Nope, went the wrong way there. There we go. So, alright, so you all are sitting in front of the bounty board, and I will go ahead and read off the journal that I have of the different bounties. So the first one is going to be the potion trials. You see a poster up that is very much handwritten. The handwriting is a little sloppy. The paper is stained.
Vice, you're gonna want to move us to that map too.
Oh, perfect.
What's this? A new map
Aha.
of sorts.
And now moving things around. There we go.
Creatures in the night. Are there chupacabras in Packwitch?
There might be. Sorry, I'm just
Beautiful.
waiting for it to show up on the stream. I don't know if I need to bring it up, down, left, or right.
I'm making it bigger, so you'll just want to shrink it a little bit.
From those researchers.
Yes, it seems that one in the middle is like it. Something about producing a hollow head. Now, does that mean just any head, or does that mean the head of something specific?
Well, no, the full phrase is the stamen of a hollowhead iris. It's the center bit of a flower. The hollowhead iris.
Oh my gosh, it's 100 gold, guys. Check it out. We could totally go do that for 100 gold. Easy.
Question is, where do we find this flower?
I suppose.
I'm sure they'll tell us. Yeah. You just have to, like, figure out that little things. The little information's easy enough to do.
I am sure there must be a twist if they want 100 gold just for a flower, and especially if they can tell us about this flower. Why don't they just do it themselves? Curious.
I'm sure. I mean, you're right. There's obviously a reason why they can't do it, but that's why we're here. You know, maybe they don't have a cool dagger like I do, because I've got this amazing dagger. It could totally cut out a flower. Easy. While she is talking, she is going to kind of like reach for the one that's written in Thieves' Can't and put it in her pocket.
I don't know. What can't?
I don't know what you're talking about. Their thieves can't do anything.
Which one actually is that? That looks like a random recipe for muffins. I don't know what all that is about.
It's a really good recipe. It's a really, really good recipe for muffins. I just wanted to try it out later.
What a bizarre thing to put on a bounty board. What else was I going to say? Oh, I suppose the researchers probably aren't retrieving this themselves because they don't leave the tower or the library. Is it a tower? I guess I assumed it was a tower with no information at all.
It is a laboratory since it was remade from an old library. It is definitely like this very large, ornate building. You can tell like by the shape that the actual like library part is very circular, and there's like this like entryway that is pretty straight. But it's just this very ornate building that looks very run down.
Cool.
Well, we can perhaps head there and check it out, see what they mean, and find out more about this flower.
I think it's definitely worth a try.
I mean, it's definitely worth about like 100 gold, and we could probably get them to like, if no one's gotten them one for that yet, we could probably get it for like 150.
Usually talk them up. It's true. Negotiations are a very appreciated art, I find. DM,
Yes.
do I possibly recall what a hollowhead iris is? Like, do I know anything about that from, noble funded education?
I will have you make a nature check.
Of course. Nature. I'm not proficient in that. I
Nope.
rolled a 4.
All
Okay.
right. You know it is a flower, and you know it's pretty rare.
Might I know anything about it? Let me try. I'm not proficient with it either. My modifier's even. Actually, it's a slightly better than that by much. Nope, I don't know anything.
It's like, I have to. I just have to as well because it's just a rolling time.
Yeah, Ravi, you don't even know what a flower is.
Which is totally fair, actually.
That is true. I have a pretty good idea what a flower is.
Oh, yeah. So, Ayana, I will say you definitely know, like, this flower is very rare. You have likely heard of it in passing, but have not seen one yourself. You know that it is a little bit treacherous to get to the flower or obtain any part of it. And it can be used in quite a multitude of things. Sometimes it can be used as a component in an elixir. Uh, Sometimes it can be used simply as a garnish on fancy food dishes.
Is it safe to assume, because, like, the way that she's thinking at this moment is they only want the stamen, but there are other parts of the flower that could be used for other things, is what it sounds like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While they are looking
So she could...
for the stamen, the petals can be used for different things. A lot of times, the petals are actually what is used to garnish for food. Um, and you know that the stem can be like either dried up and ground up, or uh, can be almost like steeped to create different, depending on how it is treated, components or like really high quality food or drink.
Fantastic. She keeps that information more or less to herself at this point because she only just met these girls. She doesn't know who they are. But, you know, if she can sell the stamen, keep the rest of the flower for herself, sell it later, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
All right, and then I also am going to go ahead and go through each of the postings. I fit what I could text-wise on the actual paper, but we'll say that there's like a little asterisk with some extra information, either like...
Continued on page 2.
Yeah, continued on page 2, you have to flip it up. So
there's a QR code on the back that you have to scan.
Exactly. So you see on the potion trials from Clinair Perona, she is Packwitch's alchemist and is looking for brave and young adventurers far and wide to try my elusive array of potions. Potions like you've never seen. Some might make you tall, some might make you invisible, and some might make you smelly? I'm not entirely sure, which is why I need you. Take a satchel of my potions with you on your next adventure and document what it does. Return to me with the info, and I will send you off with the finest potions from the bunch, and maybe an item.
It does sound interesting.
The creatures... Oh, go ahead.
That is something that we could even potentially do during one of these other ones.
I like it! So, like, we're totally, like, I don't know, making things better by doing two things at once. What's that phrase? Stomping on two birds with one stone. Yeah.
Stomping? Oh no, Cricket, stay away from Ayana.
Yeah, but she'd only stomp 2 birds, and Cricket is only 1 bird, so she's fine. She's safe.
As long as Cricket doesn't find a friend.
Next up, we will look at the creatures in the night. So, continued by Abigail Ludis. You see, I ask for your aid. Monsters have been stealing my goats and sheep from my pasture, and I cannot seem to catch them. Can you maybe figure out what's going on? Who or what is taking my livestock?
And that's the one that
That's not the... No, that's... Thieves Can't separate, I think.
Yeah, oh, never mind then.
Yeah, Thieves Can't is the paper under the goat one.
Yeah, the Thieves Can't is just a recipe for muffins that look delicious.
I still think it's really weird that it called for diamonds, but what do I know about muffins?
I mean, it's one of those things. I really thought that you would have had these kinds of muffins in, like, your upbringing. I mean, you're a noble, right? You've never had, like, diamond-crusted muffins or anything? Weird.
Well, we do have to prioritize things that are edible when we make food.
Indeed.
Diamond dust is totally edible.
Diamonds would just break your teeth.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't... If you look at the recipe, it doesn't say to put the diamond itself in there. It's like you're supposed to grind it down to dust first.
This also makes me question, if you were to put, like, diamond dust in your cloud hair, would it just make your cloud hair, like, super sparkly?
We're gonna find out.
Diamond dust is used as a component for some spells, so I suppose there is some truth to that.
Not spells we'll have access to anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Revivify is a level 3 spell, but even that
That's
we won't get until
diamonds.
level 5.
Yeah, the one I was thinking of was Greater Restoration.
Yeah. All right. So are we hitting the potion and then hitting the other things after the potion?
Sounds like it.
I mean, it totally makes sense to go, like, get the potions first, because then we've got them, we can go do other things with them. You know, totally do it that way, and then I really think that we should go check out what's going on with this flower, because 100 gold, guys, and it could be like 100, I bet it's 150. We could easily get 150. If no one's else doing it, we could absolutely do that.
Indeed.
Depending on where we can find this flower, we might be able to take care of the goats as well.
Also true, maybe the goats are eating the flowers. Who knows?
I will also say that there is an extension on the Fiker Labs one as well.
Oh, please.
Yes, please.
So as you are looking at the Fiker Labs poster, you do see a fold-out underneath that says, "Are you an adventurer, or perchance a botanist? Lovely. We here at Fiker Labs require your assistance. We can't share much, but we do have some tests that we need to run, but we are lacking a component deemed necessary. We will pay you a hefty amount of 100 gold to obtain this component for us in the forests just southeast of Packwitch. We are in need of the stamen of a hollowhead iris. We look forward to doing business with you. P.S. The stamen is inside the flower bulb. It contains pollen for reproduction. P.P.S. I did not assume you needed that info. My assistant did."
We super did, though.
I am so happy that the assistant gave us that information, because without it, I'd have never known.
Yeah, Matthew would definitely not have known. She doesn't know what a flower. She doesn't know much about flowers at all.
Unfortunately, biology was never my strong suit, so that is helpful information.
I have only read about flowers in passing. I am not too familiar with them in reality.
All in due time.
Okay, so, like, first we go and check out the alchemist, get the potions, and then we go to the labs, talk them up from 100 gold, because obviously they need it, and so if they need it that badly, they're going to have to pay for it, and then we'll totally get a payday out of it. Then we'll go check out with the goats.
We could try to acquire multiple stamens.
Indeed.
Presumably they
Who
would
said
pay
we had to
100
just
gold
take one?
per stamen.
We would just give them a single stem, and then, like, if they wanted to buy more, we could have more. I mean, we'd have to find them first, but ideally they'd at least know. Like, they said it was in the southeast, so we could totally go to the southeast now and go find them. Would she know whether or not this was kind of a flower that is, like, a single one-off flower type of thing, or is it just rare to cultivate and find them in the first place?
I will say with that 17 that you know that it is a rare flower as is. They are 1 in a million. They require like the perfect like soil amount of sunlight per day.
So would the likelihood of finding more than one in the same spot be higher because the atmosphere area for that spot is better, or would it still be like, yeah, no, you just got lucky with this 1 in a million anyhow?
It would definitely be a sense of luck. There have been sightings of 2
Cool.
in the same place, but it is, like I said, very rare.
Now wait a minute. Do we even know what this flower looks like? Is there like a drawing of that flower or whatever on the paper or what?
Not on the paper, but you do see the address to the lab on the bottom of the paper, which is kind of silly because it stands out like a sore thumb in this town. But you can go to the laboratory to get more information.
I think we should go to the laboratory first. That way we know exactly what we are looking for. The last thing we want is to go get a flower
Well, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to go get that information from them anyhow, and also to, like, up their gold reward. But there's no reason why we can't take the potions with us. We can do the potions first, take that over to the labs. Maybe the labs can, like, tell us what the potions do and save us the trip, and then we can get, like, other things from her, too.
As well is we might be able to find a hunter or something here in Packwitch that is familiar with the forest that we could accompany into the forest that could help us sort of learn the lay of the land and such.
Maybe they can totally help with, like, the goats, and they can do the goat thing, and we can split our profits with them and the whole goat thing. And then we don't tell them about the flower because we'll just, like, split that amongst ourselves, keep it secret. They don't need to know about it, right? And then we've got potions, and we can maybe feed the potions to the hunter, see what it does to the hunter.
You are remarkably frivolous about other people.
I am totally, well, thank you. Actually, yeah, kind of am. I mean, as long as I'm not getting hurt, it's kind of fun, right?
Alright, I am switching us back to the map real quick. So I will also say at this time, it is getting a little bit closer to sunset. I'll say that you guys arrived around midday. You spent a decent amount of time in the tavern talking with the man. Just kind of getting...
Could you shrink the map a little bit? Sorry.
Now, one thing to note is that for the goats, they did say that they wanted to accompany them for a night. Night is approaching pretty quickly.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. We go, I mean, like, we all kind of agreed to go do the potions first, right? Because it should be just like a simple thing that we pick them up, we say, yeah, we'll totally do it, and then we'll go do the other thing, right? So we go grab that first, and on the way there, you're right, night's approaching quickly. Do you think that we could totally get that done in this time? Or do you think that's going to be something that we're going to have to, like, wait?
For the flower, it might be better to wait until the following day to do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fair. So we'll go get the potions. We'll go check out the goat thing. Did we want to get a hunter for that? Or do we just want to go see what we can do on our own first before we possibly have to split things another way?
Perhaps the person with the goats could be somebody who knows the woods. We can certainly ask them about it.
That's a good point.
Okay, fine. Let's go do that then. Sure. Fine. Yeah, totally cool. Okay, so let's go. We're talking too much. Let's go get the potions.
Potions.
So, on the bright side, you guys are right in front of the, like, herbalist and alchemist shop. So you can just pop right on in there. Talk to Miss Clinier.
Beautiful.
As you all enter, you hear the chime of the door, and this small halfling woman wearing a blue dress with her brown hair up into, like, a little, like, super tight ponytail, kind of, like, whips her head around the corner and just, oh, I have visitors. Hello, my name is Clinier. I am the alchemist here. I also do a little bit of herbology. So, are you guys looking for plants, specific potions? Are you here about the bounty?
Oh my gosh, hello! It's so cool to see you! And she'll, like, walk over and give her, like, a huge hug and kind of, like, pat her down a little bit and see if she's got anything cool on her.
The only thing that she has on her are scissors in her hand.
She's very careful around the scissors. But she still kind of gives that whole, like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Yeah, we're here to help you with that bounty. You know, you said that you needed help with that, and that seemed like a really cool thing. So we're here to help you with that.
As I understand.
Yes, it is. Are you each taking a satchel, or is it just going to be one satchel for all of you?
Oh, we're each going to take one. Totally.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. She, like, rubs her hands together really fast, closes the scissors, and kind of, like, puts them into her ponytail to, like, stay put. and she like runs to the back, and you hear a lot of like clanking and like sloshing sounds as she drags behind her like 3 pouches of about 4 to 6 potions in each bag, and like handing them to you each, and just, oh, I have needed people to test these potions for weeks now, but you would be surprised. For some reason, it is not as easy to convince people to try them as it used to be. I promise none of them will kill you. I always test them on plants before I give them to people. I just don't know exactly what they do to people.
I see.
What have they done to plants?
Well, I have some plants that, due to me testing so many potions on them anyways, they only die if the potion is deadly. Otherwise, they just kind of glow a little bit in the color of the potion and then return to normal. So I have no clue what they do outside of my human testers.
I see. Well, I'm sure we can try to see what they might do to us.
Yes. Oh, and one moment. And she runs back again and comes out with 3 small journals with little pencils. And just, if you could, when you try them, write down the color and the consistency of the potion that you tried, and then the effect that it had on you. Or you can write it for each other. Just make sure that it's nice and labeled so I don't get confused, because there should be, there might be duplicates, but for the most part they should be individuals. But yes, I am so excited to hear the findings of what my potions do. I've had some stunning winners lately, so I have a feeling that these will be good.
All right then. Let's And Ravi's gonna take out her notebook and she's going to kind of look in the satchel and just see what each of the potions look like, and she's gonna make a note about what they look like first.
Yeah, sure. When you open up the satchel, you are just met with so many colors. You have about 5 potions in your pouch. There is one that is almost like a neon orange, very, very bright, very thin in consistency, so like it's almost like a water. Um, like I said, it has that brightness, almost if you were to hold it up to like a black light, like it would glow.
Mm-hmm.
If it does not look like it's already glowing.
Do we all have the same... I'm sorry, before you continue this, do we all have the same potions?
You all have the same potions except for one. Each of you have an individual potion that is specific to you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So this first one, I'm really sorry. Can you throw that description out again? I was trying to create a journal for it.
Yeah, of course.
I was doing the same thing. We should make like a group for it.
Oh, yeah.
Do a group journal.
Here, I can create a quick group journal for y'all. Oh gosh, somewhere.
Yeah, I took a few notes, but
You already have one there. Nice. Potion journal.
Oh yeah, I just did that. Alright, potions.
You just need to give us all ownership so that we can all see it.
Gotcha.
I have no idea how to contribute to these journals anyhow, so.
We'll show you in just a moment. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, because I have notes from like the last tier solo session, for instance, and that are still just in a notepad file, and it's like, I have no idea how to copy those either, so it's like, same deal here.
You should all have access to the journal.
Cool. I see the potion journal. So Min, over on the top right, you can see like a little open book.
Yeah, I see the
You open up
journal,
potion journal. Ta-da.
I'm not seeing any potion journal.
So you see the journal thing, create journal entry, player handouts.
I only see player handouts.
Oh, I gave it.
So it should be beneath
I
that.
gave it to
I'll be why.
There it is.
Yeah.
And so now in there, all we have to do is like add pages. And once a page is added, if you go to the right corner where like it says potions list, the right corner of that line, you can see the little arrow, the little pencil, pad of paper, edit button comes up. You just have to make sure that you don't overwrite somebody else's things, because 2 people in it at the same time can sometimes be a pain.
Yeah, we found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe somebody write for the orange potion, and then somebody write for the next one. Whatever works best for you. Or I can just put them in myself and go say it's... I don't have like a good frame of reference. It's about a cup's worth of liquid. You know, like the buzz balls? It's like that. Like an amount. So just a nice round, bright orange water light. Alright. The next one is... Sorry, I just saw Ion's swiping. The next one is a dark gray, almost sort of pearlescent liquid. It is a little bit thicker, more like syrup, as the like swirls of that like shiny, almost glittery appearance just moves really slowly within them, and that is in a almost diamond form. After that, you have this one is just a pure black liquid. Liquid is a way to describe it short. It's more like it is a thick, almost honey-like consistency.
It's like cough syrup.
Thicker than cough syrup.
Oh my.
Yeah. And also for reference, all of these are a bonus action to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like bonus action potion taking. I feel like that's more fun.
I just forgot to point out
Yeah.
that it's like the most potions are only about 1. And it kind of completely like blew my mind. It's like I never realized it was that many.
Well, I mean, that's why we've got like the server rule where if you do a bonus action, you roll for stuff, but if you take a full action to drink a potion, you just get full benefits.
That's how my Saturday DM runs it too.
Okay, so what's the next one?
All right. The next one is going to be in this almost like a little like square, almost like a perfume bottle. It is a gradient of colors. It goes from a blue to a purple to a pink to an orange. And no matter how much you shake it, it doesn't mix up.
All right. And then we each have like some sort of individual one that's different.
Yep. So I will start with Ravi's. Your specific potion is this grass green, almost slightly jelly-like consistency.
All right.
Right, and then Miranda, yours is a very much like a liquid gold coloration, in a almost like beaker style bottle.
Cool.
And Diana's?
And Ayana, you have a pearlescent white potion. It is in a little heart-shaped bottle.
All right.
Oh my gosh, look at these bottles, you guys! These are so cute!
These really are
rather
gorgeous.
curious. I
It's
will
the kind
admit a
of thing
couple of
that
these.
it's the kind of thing that a lot of people might keep as a keepsake.
I know, they do look quite fun, don't they? Like I said, I promise none of you will die from these. Otherwise my plants would have told on them. I just don't know quite what they do. So as soon as you guys get me what it is that they do, and you don't have to try all of them, but I would love to know that you have tried all of them. There should be at least one that is specific to each of you. I did not handpick them for you specifically, so if you want to trade them, you can. Those are just the ones that I put in the bags. I figured it was one of those. I'll give you each duplicates, that way we can make sure that they all work the same. just consistency's sake. So I know how to write down the recipe to ensure that I can sell them batch made. But otherwise, I am
Oh, yeah,
so
totally.
appreciative of you to all try them. If you have any other questions, like I said, my name is Clinia Perona. I am almost always here. I even stay here. My room is in the back. So anytime that you need anything, just stop by. The chimes on the door will always let me know when you're here.
Of course.
Ayana will take like a quick look at those chimes. Are they just like physical chimes?
Oh no.
Make an Arcana check.
But are they shiny though?
They're pretty dull. They're a little bit rusted.
18.
They are definitely magical. It is not just a physical chime, but you could assume almost a mental chime also.
Miranda leans forward,
Noted.
Ayana, and whispers, "Please don't steal from our employer."
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just checking out the security, making sure it's still all secure. Everything looks fine. Don't worry about it.
But as we go outside, I'll just kind of say, well, do we want to drink one of these before we head off to see the goats or what?
I mean,
Perhaps.
like, what if... I think that we should probably... Hear me out, right? I think that we should probably go talk to the person about the goats first, because if one of these does something weird and, like, messes with our mental state or anything, they might get a bad opinion of us that way. I mean, like, when we're out looking for the goats, who cares? But, you know, when we're talking to people, we probably want to put on, like, that good face.
You make a wonderful point.
I do love that you think about that. All right,
Let's go
so
see the
in
goats
that
then.
case- All right, so you are making your way on down here.
Oh God, I can't stop yawning.
Don't worry, we are coming to the end of the session here soon.
No, you're good. You're good. Just a real long day. Week, month, year.
All of the above.
You're right.
So you all walk down this path in between some houses, down to this really beautiful, almost purple farmhouse. You can see that there's a few lights on within the house, but relatively it's quite quiet. You do hear a few of the little like meh, like from like the goats and the sheep out back. But the house itself seems relatively still.
Cool.
Do you all knock?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's knock.
All right. As you knock, you hear just a "one moment, please," and a little bit of clattering as a lady comes up to the door, and she is a gnomish woman, has a little bit of scruff going on, hair is very wild, she seems a little bit frazzled, as Abigail opens up the door. Yes, hello? What can I do for you?
Oh, we're here about that job that you posted regarding your goats.
Ah, yes, my goats, my goats. Come around the house to the back, I'll meet you out there. And she just slams the door in the face, and like you hear more clattering as she's running through the house.
Well, she sure sounds like she keeps her place nice and tidy. As she says as she goes around back.
As you go around back, she comes out, her door is wide open as she's carrying out like chairs, and I don't know if you guys had any weapons of your own, but I have some just in case. I have been trying to keep an eye out on it, but I feel like every night I end up falling asleep and I just can't just keep myself awake to keep watching. And then when I wake up, 1 or 2 are gone.
Oh my gosh, you brought weapons? That's so sweet of you. What do you got?
They're nothing super fancy. It's just a standard crossbow.
Uh-huh.
And a short bow as well.
Oh, very cool.
And then for anybody who prefers hand-to-hand, I do have a short sword. Like I said, it's nothing fancy. It's
No. This is all super cool. Is everybody good, or does anybody need anything?
Well, I am not very much of a weapons person myself. I do have a dagger, but that is all I really need.
I typically prefer to take a weapon if I need one, but I suppose in this instance, the crossbow would probably be a wise decision. We may not be close enough to deal with this if it is a threat.
Oh, yes, of course. I can leave everything here on the back porch for you. Once again, so sorry I seem a little bit frazzled. My husband hasn't been home in a few days, so just trying to keep everything together. And I don't quite know how to explain to him that our livestock is just disappearing. So, and she's like laughing awkwardly. Her eyes are like really wide, and just the eye bags are insane.
Prediction. This is out of character. Prediction.
Uh-huh.
The husband is a werewolf and is eating goats.
We will find out.
Presumably,
Indeed you will.
yes.
Presumably. But yes, she
Okay.
is.
Well, do you happen to have, like, any idea of which way? I know you say that, like, your goats are disappearing. I totally get that. But, like, any sort of indication of, like, where they're going, which way they're going, if anybody is working with them, is anybody taking them, are they going off on their own? You know, little things like that.
Have there been any damages to the fences of any sort?
So from what I've been able to tell is that the fences are pretty much all together still. I did put up some torches at each corner of the fence, so there was at least a little bit of light. But from what I've been able to notice, nothing comes in from my front gate. It seems like they are disappearing into the woods because, you know, goats are pretty loud. I can definitely hear them throughout the night whenever they're making their noises. Like I said, it's just I just can't help but fall asleep. So I keep missing whatever it is that it takes it. I'm assuming it must be quite quiet because I am very light sleeper.
Either that or you're being magically put to sleep.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Peckwich is a small town. We don't do much with that. I don't see any reason for someone to use magic against them. If they want to.
Oh, yeah,
do it,
totally.
yes.
Right, yeah, totally. I mean, it's probably not some sort of, like, magic sleepy thing, but, you know, if it is, don't worry about it. We'll be cool. We'll be fine, right? We're not gonna, like, we're yeah, okay, we'll be fine.
I mean, I've fallen asleep out here and I've been fine. It's just my goats and my sheep. So maybe you'll figure it out. Anyways, good night. If you have any questions, just knock on the door.
Of course.
Sounds like a plan.
So how are we going to do this? Well, we'll probably want to... At least one of us will have to be awake the rest of the night. Shall we take watches or what?
Well, I mean, like, I don't understand why we can't, like, because, like, this is kind of the southeastern part of town, right? And then the other, like, she's still really fixated on that 100 gold bounty. And the flower is supposed to be out in the southeastern part of the forest.
Well, perhaps if we follow them, there is a chance we might find that flower.
Hopefully before the goats eat it, because if the goats eat it, that would be really bad.
I will say, because I am looking to close this up in a few minutes, but are you all deciding on taking a watch, or...
We could set up like a watch order, for instance. Like, because I know it's night, some of us will probably want to, like, rest during it.
Miranda would prefer to take first watch. No dark vision here. Would prefer to not be awake during the darker parts of the night.
All right.
And I will say there are the 4 torches on the corners of the pen, but it doesn't offer super bright light. It's pretty dim.
Of course.
Ayana will be cool with the second watch.
Alrighty, and that would leave Ravi with
Yep.
the 3rd.
And the 4th, because she is an elf. She only needs 4 hours to rest.
That is true.
So, I'm just gonna put the watch order on here real quick. 1, Miranda. 2 is Ayana. 3 is Ravi. 4 is also Ravi.
Yes. And as it stands right now, I feel like this is a good place to cut off, but I also wanted to ask, Ayana, are you going to read that Thieves' Cant note?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Would you like me to go ahead and read it to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me find it. There we go. So, Ayana, you are sitting there, whether it be as you were getting ready to rest for a bit as Miranda takes the first watch. You unfold this note that you took off of the bounty board, and you see, "Hello, they call me Varys. I am requesting aid as I believe there is something wrong with the labs. They claim to be studying the lake, but neither myself nor my compatriots here have seen them out there. They seem to be holing themselves in the lab and sending adventurers to fetch quests. Meet me at the shipyard at dawn to discuss a plan, and I will see you there, brave souls. There is something else afoot here."
So she's going to read it, and after she reads it, she's going to kind of like smile charmingly at Ravi and say, "You know what? I just realized I get kind of cranky when I am woken up out of like a good sleep. Is it okay if I take the last watch instead?" Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thanks so much.
That'll be weird because I'm effectively splitting up my trance, but okay.
Alright,
But, I mean-
and then we are... Oh, go ahead.
But I guess there's nothing that says that my trance has to be like entirely in one go. I guess it would be like, okay, I can trance for 2 hours and then stay awake for 2, then stay awake for 4, and then transfer for 2. I guess I can do that.
I mean, like, that's the way that everybody else's watches have to work, too. It's like, everybody's like, you can sleep for 2 hours, wake up for 2 hours, go back to sleep, and all that, too. So, same thing.
Alright, and I feel like that is a fantastic place to leave off for the evening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you for being my players. I hope I definitely
Yay!
have some intrigue.
It'll definitely make next week much more interesting as we jump into it and figure out what's going on. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're gonna try... Are we gonna try to do a downtime this week? Or... Because I don't know, Ava. How are you feeling? It's like... Yeah, I'm not sure what day or time, but we might try to do another downtime this week. We might not. If not, either way, we'll see you again next Monday. We go live at 5 Pacific time. See you then.